Hey guys, today I wanted to talk a little bit about what it's like to be a blogger and show you the behind the scenes look of managing multiple contracts, multiple gigs, what it's like to work behind the scenes at home and trying to literally manage it all. So I've been a blogger since 2005. It's been my full-time income since 2007. And my husband is also a blogger. So we are a content creator family. It is our only source of income. It's how we stay afloat. So first things first. The first thing that I do is I usually just have a regular notebook and I write down the list of all the brands that I'm supposed to be working with for the coming week to month. Sometimes things are owed pretty much far down the line. And I just like to see what it is that I have to do and who it is that I'm working with. So if it's brand to blogger, meaning me, and I have a direct contact with the brand, then I just write who it is that I'm working with. Or if I'm working with a third party, through a third party, meaning I'm working through somebody like Isaiah, I write that in the comment section so I can remember who I have to search for in my email. That just helps me. Now, if it's something that is outside of a blog post, like a YouTube video, I mark that as well because it's important for me to know that I'm doing something that is atypical. So if I'm not writing a blog post and I need to do something like a YouTube video, I will pop in YouTube, and then if it's something that says 3 minutes, I need to have at least 3 minutes in the video, I put those important notes in this text. It is a sort of 30-second glance at what is expected of me. And it's very important. This is my wake up in the morning and this is still on my shoulder list. And then I have my printouts of all the deliverables and all the key messaging. Now, I don't necessarily work off of this printout because when I'm copying and pasting in information, I usually pull up the digital version and pull it into whatever it is that I'm actually typing. But I like to have this on hand because I always keep it on the side of me so I can read it as I'm typing, or it's just easy reference for me to see, okay, I can't forget I have these 5 things that are still outstanding. This pile, the bigger the pile is for me, is a representation of the bigger the workload that is ahead of me for the week. So I do personally like to have printouts of work that I have ahead of me. And I actually have a binder that I use where I cut, pop holes into them and put them in the binder. But quarantine, kids at home, chaos, everything that's been happening over the last few months, I have not been as organized and as streamlined as I usually am when I'm a work-at-home parent, because it just hasn't been a usual setting for me. So really what's been happening as of late is I've just been using a clip, I've been printing it, and then I've just been putting it inside my book, and this has become everything that I pretty much need to get through my day. How do you get through a week when you have 5, 6, 7 things to do? It's very overwhelming. But there's ways to do it to minimize your stress. So you take a shower, you do your hair, you do your makeup, and you shoot the photography for all of these gigs. You do that in one day. So let's say Monday is photography day. And it's a lot. So you have to, even on Sunday, you have to plan out what it is that you need as far as accessories are required. If you need flowers, you want to change out the flowers in your room. If you want to have different clothing options, if you need additional clothing for the photo shoots, whatever it is that you have, that you have to be ready before the shoot. So you actually need a prep day, and then you need the shoot day. And then if you have the energy in you, you can actually edit that same day. Sometimes I edit that same day. But more times than not, especially if video is involved, I usually edit the next day. So it will be prep, shoot, edit. That's 3 days. And this is if I have multiple gigs that I'm working on at once. If it's just one gig, I could do everything in one day. I'm talking about if I'm shooting 3, 4, or 5 gigs at one time. You split this all out, and that way you have peace of mind. I mean, you can't really do a 12-hour day every single day. It just doesn't work like that. It's not reality. It's not sustainable. The rest of the week, the rest of your 3 or 4 days that you have left is really focused on writing. So you have the rest of your gigs, and then you dedicate, a couple of hours each day writing the content, but you already have the imagery. And while I'm doing this, I'm also pushing out, non-sponsored content, because I'm a firm believer that for every post that you put out into the universe that is sponsored, you have to put out 2, 3, 4 posts that are not sponsored, because nobody wants to see sponsored. You have to contribute to your community, and you have to make sure that you are giving more than you are taking. If you're asking your audience to support you, you have to support them as well. Now, everybody's different. There's a lot of people on Instagram who are really used to following people that have 2 sponsored posts a day. It really depends on how you have trained your audience. And if you have created a space where people are used to receiving a sponsored message on a regular basis, then you can go ahead and do that. There are plenty of successful people that are capable of conveying a sponsored message in a very authentic way, and that is the trick. The trick is you can have a sponsored post every single day as long as your voice is authentic, and as long as your story is true, and as long as you're choosing brands to partner with that you actually believe in and that tie in with your family and with your life in such a seamless way that people can't even tell. They're scrolling through and you're talking about laundry and how stressful it is and it's so overwhelming, and do you ever feel like this? If you're a busy mom and every single one of your Instagram messages is about being a busy mom, that resonates whether or not it's sponsored content or not. But if all of a sudden you're a busy mom and then now you're talking about flat tummy green leaf tea, people are going to be like, wait, what? Where am I? So that's the point where you have to start choosing the right partners, and you have to start understanding why who you align with really matters. It is the foundation of your whole entire story. And selling a story is 100% easier when you have the right person by your side. That's my process. And I will tell you, that's where I sit. I don't have an office. I live in New York, and I have 3 children, and they share a bedroom. 2 of my boys share a bedroom. I don't have a space in my house for an office. I don't have the luxuries that a lot of people have, in the sense that we are tight for space. And so you don't need things. I work off of a laptop, and I work off of a notebook. And I have been a provider for my family for more than a decade. And the point of that is to let you understand that you don't need things. A lot of people are saying, well, if only I had the better camera, if only I had the right laptop, if only I had the best clothes. It doesn't matter. Of course, I'm sure these things help certain people. If only I had the money to travel. I follow people that only take pictures in their houses, and they pull 7 figures a year. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We are our worst enemies when it comes to setting up boundaries, when it comes to preventing us from pushing forward to the dream, whatever that dream is. So if you want to start a cooking blog and you are saying to yourself, I don't take good pictures, I'm not good at doing that. Okay, well, maybe there's somebody out there who's sick and tired of the heavily curated photos and who just wants to follow a real mom, that term, real mom, and is looking for real photos. You know, I don't agree with those terms, the real mom. We're all real moms, but there are people out there tired of the curated photos. So there is somebody out there for you. You just have to trust and believe in yourself enough to put yourself out there. And that's 90% of the work. The hustle is believing in yourself and showing up every day. It's not the camera. It's not the trip to Bali. It's not the new dress. And a lot of people believe that it's all these materialistic things. It's just the rinse and repeat of the day-to-day. It's the boring, ugly, monotonous grind of showing up every day and doing the legwork. And that's not pretty, and that's not sexy, and that doesn't sell articles. Like, that's not the big diet pill that everyone's looking for, how to lose weight in 5 minutes. There's nothing like that will really tell you how to be successful in blogging. How to be successful in blogging is to show up every single day and give it your all and really be passionate about the topic that you choose. So if you just try to do all of that and really have a personality and engage and relate and resonate with your audience, that's how you become successful in blogging. And you have to form relationships with the people on the other side, which is another thing that people really never talk about. You have to be a personable person if you want to connect with people, this is really what this is about. Can you connect with people through a computer via video and photos? Are you able to do this without being in an actual room with somebody? Can you touch somebody, and can you make them stop and listen to you? In a world of 140 characters, can you capture someone's attention? And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be bungee jumping, in India to do it. Like I said, there's plenty of people that are just in their backyards with their kids, and they have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers because there's an audience for that. Moms are looking for moms. Bikers are looking for bikers. Chefs are looking for chefs. It's you just have to tap into what it is that you're trying to find, and continuously putting yourself out there will allow. That's the only way to try to do it. You don't know, and you won't know unless you try.